no one would question this if this award came out right before the bubble.
Yeah,
It's
right.
because
I
he
know.
got eliminated.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are, even though it's clearly stated in the definition of the award, people are somehow thinking this is should be just given to the best player in the league. And before the bubble, I would have been one of those people who would have said Giannis and Kawhi are better than LeBron. But I think after this bubble, I have no argument for that at all. So I
Yeah.
think like it's pretty clear that LeBron is still the best player in the league. And to get me to say that actually means something. But that doesn't mean anything because the MVP award, like you said, is a regular season award. And the fact that LeBron James has another top 6, 5 maybe player on his team automatically takes away votes. And the fact that Giannis was the defensive player of the year, putting up comparable offensive numbers to LeBron, like there's no chance. So I really don't see why people are saying LeBron got robbed.
Yeah, the defense part, like people usually don't coordinate with like MVP because people like James Harden has won it, Steph Curry's a two-time, Steve Nash is a two-time.
Mm-hmm.
But when the offense is so close with Giannis and LeBron, where it's like
Yeah.
neck and neck, and it's kind of a flip of a like coin, I think we have to give defense, the record, all into like in consideration, and
Mm-hmm.
Giannis runs away with it when you put that stuff together.
Yeah, I could have told you before the bubble that LeBron is probably the guy I would rather have in a playoff series because we've seen Giannis isn't not a one-dimensional player, but we've seen teams kind of figure out how to slow him down, and you can't really do that to LeBron. The only time he kind of beats himself sometimes, but you can't really. There's not one way to stop him. Um, but the fact that Giannis was the defensive player of the year on the league's best defense and averaged 30 and 6 assists for one of the league's top offenses, there's just with no other MVP caliber player on his team. There's no way. There's just no way.
Yeah, and like Chris Middleton is kind of the best player, obviously, besides Giannis, and he's not like a playmaker. So you have no
Mm-hmm.
secondary playmaker on that team. We just have to like give Giannis credit for what he did. Like it's incredible how much he's accomplished with this Bucks roster
Yeah.
because it's going to be massively different for next season. They're going
Mm-hmm.
to have the playmakers and they're going to have a
I hope so.
much more incorporated system. And like
Yeah.
this system was made for Giannis to win MVPs,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like how Michael Jordan had a system in the early 80s where he was made to win MVPs but not win those championships. Kind of like how LeBron had it with the Cavs before he went to Miami. He was made to win MVPs with Mo Williams as his second best player, but
Mm-hmm.
not win championships. Like players usually have this, great players usually have this run where they're winning MVPs, having a high seed because they're that great, but not winning championships.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is that run with the Bucks that Giannis has right now.
Yeah. I completely agree. And if Giannis does get the playmakers that he needs, his numbers are obviously, especially the assist numbers, are going to go down a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, but he's going to be doing not winning as many MVPs, but doing a lot better in the playoffs. So it's kind of the system might need a little bit of changing, but
Yeah.
based on the system, there's no way that LeBron was the MVP. He was a second, definite second,
Yeah.
but
Clear second.
yeah,
We also have to talk about how are we kind of like taking James Harden for granted?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
how many first place votes did he get? I don't even think he got
He
one
got
first
one.
place.
He got
He got
one, I
one
think.
first place
Yeah.
vote, and he averaged 36 points a
Mm-hmm.
game.
Or
Like
maybe he only got zero. Maybe he got one second place
I
vote.
think he got
Maybe
one
that's what it was.
second place vote.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That might have been it.
So like that's insane. Like this guy is averaging 36. His team, Western Westbrook was a horrible player for half the season
Mm-hmm.
and the bubble, and like he had no real other like starting caliber player until Covington joined them. They were the what fifth seed, and like he averaged 36 and near triple double. Like this is insane. No one's stats are even comparable. Like if this was just a statistical award, obviously Harden would
Mm-hmm.
win it.
like if,
Like
but the fact like if Luka Doncic averaged the exact same numbers as Harden did, he would have
MVP.
been probably the MVP,
Yeah,
if not maybe second. But just the fact that it's Harden, he has voter fatigue. He only won one MVP in his life, but has
yeah,
MVP voter fatigue because he's always in the top three.
yeah. So it's
And
been
also, I think like Harden is always near the top in MVP voting, but he always kind of falters and fails in the playoffs. Um, So I think people might not want to give him the award because even though it's a regular season award, people don't like players that fail in the playoffs. And I'm just wondering if that's going to start happening with Giannis.
To
Because if
Giannis,
Giannis won
yeah.
the MVP this year and then made or won the finals, I would say he's probably the favorite next year. But now I wouldn't put him as a favorite after what
Yeah,
happened.
with the top three guys, Harden and LeBron. LeBron's been in the final in the MVP conversation for 10 years now. Harden's been top three for 5 years now since
Mm-hmm.
2015, since Curry won it. Giannis has won the last two MVPs, and I can't. they're not the favorites for next year, which is crazy to say. None of those three
Yeah,
players
right.
are the favorites for
Crazy.
next year because LeBron's minutes have been at 33 minutes in the playoffs. So that's definitely going to decrease when the regular season comes around. So no one thinks he's going to be a MVP caliber player anymore because of the minutes. No one thinks Harden or Giannis are going to like be MVP caliber players because of the voter fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
And the favorite by everyone's like clear like executive votes and stuff is Luka Doncic, which I agree with. Like he's
Yeah.
who I expect to win MVP next year because he had a very close season this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think though that playoff experience that this Mavs got and the improvement they can make to their roster because they do have a first round pick this year,
Yeah.
like they could easily be a top four seed. And I think that's all Luca needs to get that
Yeah.
MVP.
I agree. If his numbers even stay the same, if the efficiency numbers just get a little better and the
Yeah.
team has a little bit better of a seed, and then guys like Giannis with the voter fatigue, combined with possibly resting or whatever because of the weird season that it's going to be next year, and then LeBron's age, all that stuff. Yeah, Luca has to be number one.